Hello, YouTube community. It's Robert S. Welcome back to another video. And you'll see today I'm wearing a shirt that says, "This is Ski Lodge. It's not a genre, it's a frame of mind." And this is for my good friend Stephen Schnee, who has a YouTube channel. He, as the CD junkie, he introduces us to a lot of the unusual artists that you may not see on other channels. Now, I know I kind of do the same thing, but Stephen is a pro. Stephen is in the music industry, I believe, or has been in the past. He has connections. He has knowledge like you would not believe. And while my channel is geared towards just giving you a quick overview introduction to it, he can give you details. He puts me to shame, quite frankly, but I want to make sure that people are aware of his channel. I also want to let you know that on Tuesday evenings at 9 p.m. 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific time, he has a show called This is Ski Lodge. And it's a fantastic show where he presents a variety of different music from the 60s and early 70s. I think he cuts it off at around 1974, if I'm not mistaken. And it's music from a more innocent time. It's music that you'll listen to, remember a lot of the music, and have fond memories. But he also has some music that you may not be familiar with from some lesser known artists. He may even have artists that perhaps your parents listened to. But when you hear that, you'll remember it, and you'll still have those same warm, fond memories of this more innocent time growing up. The community that he has there are fantastic people. This YouTube channel and this community is like no other that I know of. It's the nicest people you'll ever want to meet. So next Tuesday, no matter when you're listening to this, the following Tuesday at 9 o'clock, please check out Stephen Schnee's This is Ski Lodge. In fact, what I'll do is I'll put the link below in the description. But enough about that. Actually, what I wanted to do in this video is show you some of the bargains that I've recently been able to obtain from two sources, two places. I went to a local record store that I found a lot of lower priced CDs. One was a little bit more expensive. I think it was like $8 or $9. But for the most part, these were like $3.99 and under. The other store was Savers, which on Tuesdays has a senior discount of 30%. So there are CDs that are typically $1.99. You can get for $1, whatever, $39, I think it comes out to. So let me show you some, and there's a lot to show. So let me start right away with what was probably the most expensive one that I purchased. Love, Black Beauty. If you're familiar with the group Love, this is Arthur Lee's band. Whoops. And the CD slides out very easily. And I believe this may have been their last studio album, if I'm not mistaken. But this is very different from the band and the sound that he created with the album Forever Changes, which is one of my all-time favorite albums ever. This one I'm not as familiar with, but I just had to have it. When I saw it, I said, I need to own this. And the packaging, it's a CD, not much in the way of packaging, but when it comes to CDs, it's all about the music. So happy to have that. Next, I picked up, this one was 99 cents, Phil Spector, 1961 to, 1966. And it's got some of the classic wall of sound Phil Spector production. The Crystals, He's a Rebel, the Do Ron Ron, the Ronettes doing Be My Baby, and Baby I Love You. The Crystals again, He's Sure the Boy I Love, Then He Kissed Me. We've got Darlene Love, Wait Till My Bobby Gets Home, Walking in the Rain by the Ronettes, Uptown by the Crystals, Do I Love You, the Ronettes, A Fine, Fine Boy, You've Lost That Lovin' Feeling, the Righteous Brothers. So many good songs on here. River Deep, Mountain High, Ike and Tina Turner. So, 99 cents. Then I saw in the, the indie section, and I always love to check out the indie section. I saw this, Mystery Jets, Zoo Time. Don't know it at all, but for $1.99, I figured I'll get to at least experience it one time. So I'll let you know how that is. Then I picked up again for $1.99, Susan Tedeschi. Absolutely fantastic performer. I don't think enough people really appreciate her music. She's now with the Tedeschi Trucks Band, and they recently had a series of 4 albums that they released that were all connected. And while the name is escaping me, it had to do with the moon. Glenn Calloway from The Basement had actually done a video on that, and it intrigued me. I listened and I loved it. So at some point, hopefully soon, I'll be doing a video about those 4 albums by the Tedeschi Trucks Band. And lately, I've also been on a bit of a Rickie Lee Jones kick. So I picked up a couple of her albums. This one is called It's Like This. I don't know, sorry for the glare. I also picked up Traffic from Paradise. I picked up Pop Pop, Rickie Lee Jones. And I'm not really familiar with these, but I think they're a bit different from, say, her first album with Chucky's in Love and what's that juke joint song? I don't remember the name now. You get old and forgetful. But I wanted to hear some of her other albums and more of her catalog. So I also picked up Flying Cowboys. And then I picked up at that same record store Supertramp. And this is Classics, Volume 9. This is A&M Records' 25th anniversary. And they've got all the big hits from Supertramp. Then in Savers, and again, this was 30% off, I was able to get, what should I start with? Well, I mentioned her before, so why don't we start with Tina Turner live in Europe. I also picked up Frank Sinatra, reprised. Now this, Frank Sinatra, and honestly, I might even already own this, but I've got one or two collections. Not the biggest Frank Sinatra fan, but for $1.39, I had to pick it up. Robert Johnson, the legendary blues singer. Trying to read that backwards. And there's a whole story about Robert Johnson and how he supposedly made a deal with the devil that had him suddenly being able to play guitars and playing the blues. But whatever. George Michael. This is 25. And you'll see it's got For Living, which I guess it's a 2-disc set. And trying to open it here. And it looks like I didn't check the discs and one is missing. So I have the For Loving portion, which has Careless Whisper and some other songs on it. But obviously I got chipped out of For Living. So always check your discs before you leave the store. Howling Wolf, which you might be if you get home and discover you're missing a disc. You might be howling. Again, legendary blues man from 1951 to 55. I picked up a little bit of Elvis. And this is basically the Essential 60s Masters. From Nashville to Memphis, it's called. You can pause that and look at the track listing. I picked up an album that I like a lot of the songs on it, but I've criticized the album in the past. And I'm sure my friend Tim Allen is probably going to give me grief for this, and I think Doc Dacus loves this album, Physical Graffiti. Not one of my favorite Led Zeppelin albums, but it's got a lot of my favorite Led Zeppelin songs on it, if that makes sense. But for $1.39, why not? I also picked up the B-52s. This is, I believe, their last album, Funplex. I don't remember anymore what the singles were on this, but I think maybe Hot Corner. Keep This Party Going. But I'm familiar with a couple of the songs on here, and I think it's a decent album overall. Then I picked up The Ultimate Rat Pack, Live and Swingin'. So you got Dean, Frank, and Sammy, either solo, duets, or all three, performing various songs. And it includes a DVD. And in this case, I actually had checked, and yes, it has both the CD. Oh, can't open it now. It has the CD and the DVD. See, in this store I checked. The other one I didn't. I also picked up Stone Temple Pilots. And this is an album that I seem to remember enjoying in the past, but I, for some reason, don't have it in my collection. So now I do. And then I'm almost embarrassed again to show this. I gave Doc Dacus grief before buying this, and then I went and I bought it. Kelly Clarkson Greatest Hits, Chapter 1. And honestly, I hate when artists do this, Greatest Hits, Chapter 1, or For Now, or So Far. You basically, most artists, when they do that, it's like, you're not going to have another hit after that. You just know you're not. But in any event, somehow she's got 17 hits, greatest hits on here. I kind of remember her having about 4. So we'll see. I'll listen to it, and who knows? Maybe I'll enjoy it a lot more than I expect to. So there you go. That's it with the CDs. Now, I also picked up a book. Jimmy Buffett Scrapbook. For $1. And this was actually an Infinity Record, so I picked this up a while ago. It's got, a variety of different pictures of Jimmy and different things. Talks about the fans, talks about tours, his life. So for $1, why not? But getting back to Savers, I also picked up, while I was there, the Indiana Jones Adventure Collection. And this has those 3 movies: Raiders of the Lost Ark, Temple of Doom, and The Last Crusade, was it? Yes, The Last Crusade. So I know you can probably catch those on any streaming service very easily, but it's nice to have physical media. And then I saw Star Trek, the motion picture. This is the director's edition, widescreen collection. $2.99 less 30%. And then they had Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. And finally, Star Trek III. And this is The Search for Spock. Again, $2.99 less 30%. So, pretty good deal. Well, that's it, folks. Hope you enjoyed this. Stay well, friends. And remember, if the music strikes a chord, or if the movies make you want to watch, let it play.